We'll base this on SpaceX's Starship. One Starship, if fully fueled and supported with in-orbit refueling, can deliver around 100 metric tons of payload to the Martian surface. Each person needs approximately 3 kilograms of food, water, and breathable air per day. Over a 30-day surface mission, that's 150 kilograms per person. Multiply by 50, and you're looking at 7.5 tons, not including reserves. To account for delays or emergencies, 10 tons of consumables is the realistic target. Living infrastructure includes inflatable or 3D printed pressurized habitats, CO2 scrubbers, medical labs, sanitation systems, airlocks, redundant EVA suits, and emergency shelters, radiation shielding made from regolith or polyethylene, redundant power supplies, solar fields, compact fission reactors, water purification, thermal control systems, robotics, and scientific equipment. That totals approximately 100 tons of hardware and supplies just to support the surface mission. Now, the biggest logistical weight, return fuel. Each Starship needs about 1,200 tons of methane and liquid oxygen to return to Earth. The plan is to generate this on Mars using in-situ resource utilization, converting CO2 from the Martian atmosphere and water ice into methane and O2 via the Sabatier process. To do that, we need to land power reactors, chemical processors, water extraction rigs, and long-term fuel storage tanks on Mars well before any humans arrive. Flight planning. Here's how the flights break down. 2 crewed starships, 25 people each. 5 to 6 cargo starships for habitats, gear, consumables. 3 to 4 starships for fuel production systems. 1 to 2 tanker starships carrying Earth-launched emergency return propellant just in case in-situ production fails. That's at least 10 Starship launches, with a realistic mission architecture requiring 12 to 14 launches, each sending 100 tons toward Mars during the 26-month launch window. But we can't send crew first. Before any humans launch, 3 key phases must be completed. Pathfinder phase. Probes and rovers survey landing sites for safety, subsurface ice, and power efficiency. Cargo delivery phase. 3 to 4 launch windows of 2 to 3 years total, used to deliver habitat components, power units, food, water, medical kits, robots, and return fuel systems. Uncrewed fuel production tests. Systems must demonstrate the ability to generate and store methane and oxygen over months, at least 1,200 tons total per return Starship. Only after all this can crewed flights begin. Crew composition and training. You can't just send astronauts, you need a microcivilisation. 6 pilots, engineers to manage navigation, launches, vehicle integrity. 6 medical personnel trained in trauma, radiation sickness, and surgery. 8 infrastructure engineers covering life support, energy, air systems. 10 scientists for geology, biology, and atmosphere studies. 4 robotics and AI operators for drones, diggers, and rovers. 4 IT and comms specialists to manage Martian Earth data and failsafes. 12 multi-role generalists skilled in maintenance, emergency ops, and security. All 50 must be cross-trained in EVAs, emergency medicine, repairs, and basic command protocols. They also need psychological preparation for long-duration isolation, delayed communication with Earth, and group dynamics in confined quarters. Some studies suggest up to a year of team cohesion training before departure. Living on Mars. Once there, astronauts will live in inflatable or printed habitats buried under regolith for radiation protection. Temperature swings range from plus 20 degrees C to minus 100 degrees C, so thermal insulation and energy efficiency are vital. Daily life includes recycling wastewater and gray water, splitting CO2 into oxygen and carbon monoxide, maintaining clean air levels using electrolysis and chemical scrubbers, rotating EVA shifts for outdoor work and exploration, 3D printing or repairing parts on site, logging scientific samples and meteorological data. Mobility is enabled by electric rovers, drones, and modular carts for moving gear between modules. Food is pre-packaged, but hydroponics may supplement it with greens. Waste is composted or repurposed. Power comes from solar arrays with battery backups and possibly compact nuclear reactors like NASA's Kilo power units. All gear must be rated for dust protection, as Martian regolith is fine, sharp, and electrostatically clingy, hazardous for machinery and lungs. The return and Earth reintegration. After their mission, the crew boards refueled starships, fully stocked with oxygen, food, and water, and launches from Mars using vertical takeoff. They cruise back to Earth over 6 to 9 months, using minimal propulsion until re-entry. Re-entry is managed with Starship's heat shield tiles and retropropulsion. The craft then lands intact either on water or concrete pads. Upon return, the crew undergoes medical evaluations, isolation to avoid Earth-Mars biocontamination, and long-term physical therapy. Conclusion. To take 50 people to Mars for 30 days and bring them home, we need 10 to 14 Starship launches over 6+ years, over 1,200 tons of equipment and fuel, full-scale in-situ fuel production tested in advance, professionally diverse and highly trained crew, redundant systems for survival, power, comms, and ascent, precise coordination during rare launch windows, years of pre-mission robotic and cargo flights, a culture of failure tolerance and emergency readiness. This is not a stunt. This is a planetary-level operation. But if successful, it will mark the moment humanity stepped beyond Earth, not to visit, but to operate and survive on a world not our own. Mars is waiting, and it's only the beginning. We'll base this on SpaceX's Starship. One